Okay, how do you think you've done? Hi guys, welcome back to Drive London. I'm Rohit and this is Mehdi, and we're about to do a mock test. Mehdi has a test coming up soon.
Yes, on Wednesday, 26th.
On Wednesday, yeah. So
yes.
2 days time.
2 days left.
2 days, yeah, until the actual test. This is his first ever test. He's never done a test before. He came to us as a complete beginner as well, and he's done a few.
I think I said probably 50 plus.
Yeah, maybe about 50 hours.
Because I stopped for 1 year, I think.
Exactly. So we had a little bit of a gap. And then now we're back into this, and we've done a few mock tests. He's got a good drive. He's actually passed a mock test with us. A few he's failed. The last few he failed, but we're going to see how he does in this one now. I'm going to explain how the test works and we'll get straight into this. Okay, so the test is going to last for about 30 to 40 minutes. During that time, I'd like you to keep following the road ahead unless I ask you to turn left or right. There'll be one maneuver, possibly the emergency stop, and one show me and one tell me question. Ready to start?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Okay, so let's start with that tell me question. Could you tell me how you would check to see if your power steering is working?
So you turn ignition on. Sorry, the power steering. Yeah, so you turn the ignition on. So normally, should it be too heavy when you turn it around? Yeah, so it should be like easy to move and turn.
Just with ignition?
No, so you turn the car, and then also when you drive in, it should be easy to turn left and right.
Okay, thank you. Just so I forgot to mention, we're going to follow the sat nav for the whole duration of this test. In your actual test, you'll get 20 minutes of independent driving and 20 minutes of them giving you directions, but we're going to follow the sat nav for the whole duration.
Yeah.
Okay?
Okay.
All right, good. So when you're ready, I'd like us to move off, and I'll give you first direction. We're going to go down to that roundabout and turn right, and then follow the sat nav there.
Okay.
Okay.
After 80 yards, go right on the roundabout, second exit. Go right on the roundabout, second exit.
As Mehdi approaches this roundabout, there is a vehicle coming from the right, but it's in the distance and he could have made the gap. As the road is clear, Mehdi makes good use of the road and uses the middle speed hump, allowing him to make good progress without having to slow down. He makes good use of his mirrors when overtaking the vehicle on the left.
After 200 yards, go left on the roundabout, first exit.
I'd like us to pull over and park in a safe place for me, please. Notice when Mehdi pulls over and parks, he doesn't check his left mirror. Instead, he looks forward, and this helps him park perfectly. Thank you. Drive on when you're ready. Mehdi sees a vehicle coming down the road and waits patiently and waits for the vehicle to go past before signalling, which stops him from thinking he's going to pull out in front of them. As Mehdi moves out, he could have used the left speed hump, but instead he goes for the middle one, but there's an oncoming vehicle,
go left on the roundabout,
making it not ideal.
First exit.
Mehdi makes good progress and shows good use of mirrors. And once again, I'd like us to pull over and park in a safe place. Again, looking forward when parking, not using the left mirror, helps you park better, which Mehdi does perfectly. Thank you, and drive on when you're ready. Mehdi continues to use his mirrors really well before moving his position and keeps to a good speed and makes good progress. Mehdi plans this next situation really well. He sees the learner car pulling over and parking. He checks his mirrors and looks up ahead and makes progress rather than slowing down and stopping. Mehdi shows good positioning here by keeping more to the left when the road bends to the right. This gives him a better view of the road ahead, and also with the vehicles parked on the right, he's allowing more space for the oncoming traffic to pass through.
After 200 yards, go right on the roundabout, second exit.
Mehdi plans really well ahead and gears down before having to deal with the tight situation.
Go right on the roundabout, second exit.
Mehdi approaches his roundabout with good speed and slows down to first gear as there's traffic on the roundabout already, and shows good observations before entering and makes a good turn.
Cross the roundabout, second exit.
And I'd like us to pull over and park in a safe place for me, please. Thank you. We'll drive on when you're ready then. Coming up to the rubbish collection vehicle, Mehdi deals with it very safely. He covers his brakes and clutch in case someone walks out in front of the vehicle.
After 200 yards, go right on the roundabout, third exit. Go right on the roundabout, third exit.
The speed Mehdi approaches the roundabout actually gives him a really good view to the right, but when he enters the roundabout and tries to make the turn, he starts to lose control and he should have gone down to first gear, but instead stays in second, and this makes him lose a bit of control. Mehdi sees that someone's about to cross the road and he adjusts his speed so he doesn't need to stop and allows them to cross the road, helping keep the flow of traffic. The next situation is a bit of a difficult situation. There's a junction and a crossing very close together, and the cyclist coming out the side road almost looks like he's on the crossing, but he's actually at the giveaway lines. Mehdi decides to slow down and give way, but unfortunately this will be marked down as undue hesitation. When overtaking, priority should be given to the oncoming traffic, and Mehdi demonstrates this really well.
After
He sees the vehicle
200
parked up on there
yards,
and
turn
notices
right,
there's oncoming
then
vehicles
take
and
the
decides to
third
slow down,
right.
give way, and overtake when it's safe to do so.
Turn right, then take the third right. After 100 yards, turn right.
Coming up to this right turn, there is a right-only lane, which Mehdi goes into. With there also being a left-only lane, that gives it
Turn
more than one
right.
option, and you should show your intentions by using a signal, helping other road users. When making right turns, especially when there's multiple lanes in the new road, you should check your left mirrors when going into the left-hand lane in case someone else is trying to get there before you.
I know I should have done. I should stick to the right. Yeah. So I didn't check my left there.
Keeping to the left-hand lane was actually the correct thing to do, as that's your normal driving position. However, he should have checked his left mirror.
Ahead, keep left.
Mehdi continuously shows good all-round awareness. Whilst moving in traffic and whilst waiting in traffic, he knows what's happening around the vehicle, which is good. Out of nowhere, a pedestrian is about to cross a road, and Mehdi deals with the situation
After
very quickly by
300
covering his
yards,
brakes and clutch.
turn left.
These are the kind of things you should always be prepared for. We should make progress where possible, and with the bus signaling left and enough space to overtake on the right, Mehdi checks his mirrors and signals and overtakes safely, and then returns back to his normal driving position correctly.
Is this left only? I think so.
After 100 yards, turn left.
What's the next left? I miss it over there. It's misleading people. Yeah.
When waiting in traffic, you should keep junctions open, even if there's no keep clear or yellow boxes, and Mehdi does this perfectly here. But with this next junction, he misjudges the flow of traffic and gets partially caught blocking the road.
I know you're gonna mark me down. Stop in the junction. I was a bit far away. It's gonna be too many miles. Yeah, that's 21.
After 200 yards, go right on the roundabout, second
With the
exit.
upcoming meeting situation, Mehdi correctly observes that there's enough space for us and the approaching vehicle to pass. However, since he's travelling at a high speed, he gets too close to the car on the left. Simple rule to follow: the smaller the gap, the slower you want to be.
Go right
the
on
lower
the
gap.
roundabout, second exit.
And I'd like us to pull over and park in a safe place again for me, please.
After 200 yards, cross the roundabout, second exit. Then turn right.
And leave yourself plenty of space to move away with the park home front. That's great, thank you. And drive on when you're ready.
After 80 yards, cross the roundabout, second exit. Then turn right. Turn right.
take the next right.
Yep.
Turn right.
Mehdi follows the correct priority rule, but the van lets him go first, and Mehdi doesn't hesitate and goes when it's safe.
And then I'd like you to pull over and park just before the next parked car on the left for me, please.
Before this one?
Yeah, don't worry about the yellow line. Anywhere on the left here will do. That's great, thank you. Okay, we're going to do your maneuver now, okay? So we're going to use this vehicle in front to reverse parallel park within 2 car spaces and without touching the curb. Okay, start whenever you're ready.
Mehdi starts the maneuver really well by looking all the way around to make sure it's safe before starting the maneuver, and whilst reversing, still looking around to make sure it's safe. Keeps a good speed, continuing to look around, but turns away from the curb a little too slowly and worries about a signal which he didn't have to, and this puts him too close to the curb. Though going forward will give him a minor mistake, this stops him from getting a serious mistake if he continue to go back and hit the curb or mount the curb. Continues to show really good observations all around whilst going forward and backwards. Overall, parks really well and showed really good observations.
Thank you, and drive on when you're ready. And we're going to continue to follow the sat nav for me, please.
At the end of the road, turn left. Turn left. At the end of the road, turn left, then take the second right. Turn left, then take the second right. After 100 yards, turn right, then cross the
At the
roundabout.
junction, Mehdi realizes there's 2 cars already waiting to turn right, so he decides to wait at the solid white line, which he does correctly.
Turn right, then cross the roundabout.
But the first car then turns right, and Mehdi shows a bit of undue hesitation by continuing to wait at the white line. in the end does the correct thing by moving forward and stops him from getting a serious mistake.
After 100 yards, cross the roundabout, first exit. Cross the roundabout, first exit. Cross the roundabout, first exit.
We're going to ignore the sat nav and we're going to go left first exit at the roundabout.
Yeah.
Cross the roundabout, second exit. Then turn right.
We're actually going to do the emergency stop exercise. Okay, when I put my hand towards the windscreen, say stop, I'd like you to carry out the emergency stop. Okay?
Okay.
When asked to do the emergency stop, the examiners are assessing if you can bring the car to a quick stop whilst maintaining good control of the vehicle.
After 100 yards,
Stop.
turn right. Then go left on the roundabout.
Thank you. And drive on when you're ready.
And that's exactly what Mehdi showed us. Also checking to make sure it's safe before moving off again.
Thank you. I won't be asking you to do that again.
Turn right.
And then I'd like you to
Then
pull over and
go
park
left
just
on
where
the
we started,
roundabout.
just after this black car. You will need to get on top of the curb. Just after this car.
On the curb.
Yes, please. Thank you. Okay, if you secure the car and turn off the engine, and then just give me a moment. And I just realised I didn't get you to do a show me question.
You can ask me now.
How would you open your window? Nice and easy, not with that hand, hopefully.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Right, give me a second.
Count how many minors.
Okay, how do you think you've done?
I think the drive was nice. I think because the road was not that busy, it was nice and smooth. But I think I might have failed. Too many minors. That's the first things. But I'm thinking, where will it be the fail? I don't know. I don't know. You tell me.
Okay. I'm pleased to say you would have passed. Okay, so well done.
Okay.
It was actually a pretty good drive. You have got some minor mistakes, which we're going to go over now. And remember,
15.
I'm a bit strict with the minors, so I wouldn't stress
Okay.
too much. These are little things that some of them are advisory, some of them will be minor mistakes,
Okay.
but just take these on board just to make sure it becomes even better drive.
Okay.
But yes, well done.
I will tell you why I feel like I have failed. You know, when I was
Okay.
on that Okay, there is one which is I switch when I was turning right in Hounslow when there's all those buses,
Yeah.
and then probably I went to the left. I think I didn't check my mirrors. Maybe I went to the left.
You got a minor mistake there, yes?
Yeah, I
You're
thought that
correct.
maybe because I want changing the lane, and then when she was saying straight ahead, I thought that's the next left. When I was after the bus, when I overtake the bus,
Yeah.
I was suddenly left. Then I carry on straight. I was like, God, that's definitely I mean, that's why I feel like it could be a fail.
Now,
That's
yes,
misleading.
it can be a fail. Okay, so if that was a road where cars were coming out of,
Yeah, that will be
a serious
okay.
mistake. But however, that road there was no one there, first of all, and I don't think anyone can come out of there. Actually, I could be wrong. I think people can come out there, but there was no one there.
Okay.
So on this occasion, you
Okay, that
got
makes
on-
sense. Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
So let's go V over minors. In total, I've given you 12, but let's just go through them. Okay, controlled stop right now, the emergency stop, very good. I was happy with that, no faults there. The reverse parallel park.
I did correct it.
Yes,
yeah, 'cause I
getting
was
a little
the
close to the
curve.
curb, yeah.
Yes.
So we got a bit close to the
Yeah,
curb, then
yeah.
you had to go forward to fix it, which was the correct thing to do, because if you had continued there, you would have just hit the curb or
yeah.
mounted the curb
Yeah.
and so on. But good judgment, you'll realise you're getting too close, so you decided to go forward. So you do get a minor mistake for having to correct it by going forward, because you got initially too close to the curb. But the correct thing was what you did, okay? The reason why you got too close is because you're steering too slowly to the right.
I feel
okay?
that, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
you're
and
doing it
it
at the
sh-
correct
yeah.
time. You're
Should be more
yeah,
quick.
just quicker,
Yeah.
because it takes a while for our tires go from here to there. If you do them too slowly, you're still coming in towards the curb, so you need to do quicker turns there. Okay. The vehicle checks, the tell me question at the start. Yeah, was good. No minor
Okay,
mistakes,
that's
okay?
good,
But
yeah.
you almost gave yourself a minor mistake.
Yeah.
So you said turn on the ignition. When you turn on the ignition, that's not starting your engine.
No, starting the engine. I mean, sorry, yeah.
Exactly. So ignition is just
Yeah.
for your electronics, not something as powerful
Yeah.
as your power steering. Your power steering is usually only operates when the engine is switched on. So yes, turn on your engine, move the wheel. It should move with ease, and you can test it when you move off, which you did eventually say.
Okay.
Now I put a dot here, which basically means borderline serious mistake.
I know where.
Where?
And the roundabout when
Yes.
I was turning fast. I should be slow.
Exactly.
Yeah, I took my foot from the brake, and I was on the second gear, and I feel like
That's
yeah,
the mistake.
Yeah. So I should just slow down or either go to first gear.
Exactly.
I was going to change the first gear, but you know what? I just want to carry on because again, to join the road again, you have to build your speed.
Yeah, but we could do that once
Yeah,
we join
yeah,
in
okay.
into the actual road. So yes,
But yeah, I knew that it's a
yeah. You lost
It killed
control
me,
a
yeah,
little bit,
yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Okay. So the mistake was you came up in second gear, which is fine to do with roundabouts if you got a good view to your right, and then as you went round the roundabout, it became a sharp turn, and you tried to not gear down, and you try to keep the same speed,
yeah.
and then that way you were just losing control of the steering wheel,
Yeah.
not giving yourself time to steer back, and that's why you got yourself
Okay.
a very strong minor for steering.
Okay.
Okay. I almost had to go for the brakes, but you managed to correct it because I was worried you're just going to hit the curb on the right when
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
exiting.
yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, you managed to correct that, so it's just a minor mistake, but borderline serious, so be very careful there.
Okay.
Another minor for steering, I can't exactly remember where this was. It could be another roundabout or just junction, but I think it was when you was parked up, and yeah, so when I got you to pull over and park for the first time,
Yes.
and I said drive on again, you came out very wide,
Probably yes. I think yeah.
and there's
Did
no need for that.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, you're almost going on the wrong side of the road, though there were parked cars, but you didn't need to go that far. Okay, so again, just going a bit too wide to the right. Minor for use of mirrors, change your direction. Okay, so like you
Yeah.
said, one road we were turning right at the,
Yes.
like before going into Hounslow, we were turning right. It was a single lane to turn right, and the new road there's 2 lanes. You did the correct thing of going into the left lane. You
Okay.
just didn't check your left mirrors. Some people will enter the road like motorbikes and just cut
Yeah.
in.
I should
under
have
that.
checked. I knew that I should have checked the mirror.
Yeah, and then also there you didn't use a signal, or you said you didn't need one.
On the right,
Yeah, though that lane was a right only,
you should do the signal.
there was another lane next to us which is going left,
Really?
and there's loads
Oh.
of pedestrians around.
But that area have a separate traffic light for left and
Yes,
separate traffic light
exactly.
for right.
But the road still allows you to go in 2 different directions.
Okay, so I use the
Signal.
signal. Okay,
Yes.
in the safe
It's
side.
only if the whole road goes in one direction. That's the only
Okay.
time I wouldn't use the signal.
Okay.
And because there was loads of people, then there's loads of cars, loads of traffic, I would use the signal. So if you're not sure, I would be on the safe side of just using a signal. Okay? But again, that's probably more of an advisory than actually a minor mistake.
Okay.
Okay? But I'd rather you use the signal then. Clearance and obstructions. When we're in slow moving traffic. You knew I was going to write this one down. We keep the junctions open. Now you did more or less try, but you're getting a bit close to the vehicle in
Yeah,
front.
because I didn't want to close it. I was looking
Exactly.
like, oh, hope no. Yeah, I was looking at the car coming toward me. I was like, hope nobody having a right signal.
Yeah.
Then that's it. If it's a right signal, somebody would block it or make it.
I feel like you passed that section. It was mainly for the people coming out of the road.
Out of the road.
Yeah,
Yes.
you would have been blocking those. Okay, so try keeping the whole road open if possible. And you don't want to get super close to the car in front just because you're trying to keep the junction open from behind.
Okay.
Okay. This is where you're getting your most amount of minors. Undue hesitation. Let's talk about these. Okay.
Yeah.
So one was at the traffic lights near the end, where we had to turn right.
Yes.
Okay, there were 2 cars waiting in the junction first, and you're doing the correct thing of waiting at the line.
Yes.
1 car had turned. The
I
next...
should just moved.
Yes. So 2 cars waiting.
I was the hesitation there. It was because I didn't want to just go, and it will be probably I should have gone. But I was looking at if the light changed, it will be pedestrian
Okay.
crossing, and then I will block somebody from crossing. That's the only reason.
But when the lights change, it will give you enough time to clear the junction. So those traffic lights for the pedestrians don't change until your lights go red. But by the time it would have gone red, you would have cleared the junction anyways.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yep. So yeah, there was a bit of undue hesitation.
I was a bit like between. Should I
Like
go?
I said,
Should I not? Should I go?
You were doing the correct thing initially when the 2 cars were already in the junction.
When the first one gone, you should just.
Exactly. Then we proceed. Because then when the lights change to red, it gives us enough time for 2 cars to clear the junction. Okay. We came up to a mini roundabout as well. We came up to a mini roundabout. We had to. It was the first one here. You always get a minor here on this roundabout. We had to turn right.
This roundabout here, it's absolutely a nightmare. I mean, you think it's easy, but I told you early on, anti-hesitation is the only thing. So I rather stop than just go and get in a series.
Yeah, I agree. That is the safer thing to do.
Yeah.
But sometimes if you can see the gap,
you see the gap is big. You just okay.
But if you're really not sure, do exactly what you just said. But let me just explain what happened there. So there was a car on your right, but he was quite far back. You had enough time to go.
I know the white car.
Yes,
yeah,
exactly.
The small white car.
Yeah.
Yes, it was far away.
Plenty of time to go there.
I know.
Before you even got to, or even into the roundabout. But we're waiting there.
Yes,
okay.
that's true.
A judgment of meeting situation. This was when we had a oncoming silver car. Yes, there were parked cars on our side, but there was a really big gap on his side. We could have still proceeded there.
Yes,
instead
there was a big gap. True.
Yes, and even if you had gone at the same time, I feel like you probably could have made it. Like I said, really good drive.
Thank you.
12 minors not bad with me. Okay, and like I said, I can't stress this enough. I am a bit stricter with the minors, so don't stress about those. But it was a good drive. Work on the undue hesitation a little more.
Yeah.
Yes, you said this at the start of the lesson. The only thing you're worried about is undue hesitation. It's just working out when you can proceed, when to make progress, and when not to.
Okay, doc.
Okay.
Thank you.
We have one more lesson, and hopefully we'll see if we want to do a mock test or just cover everything. But if you're doing what you're doing with me right now, it's pretty good. Now that route was a little easy today, okay?
Yes,
so
it's not that busy. I mean, if it was traffic and stuff, it would be a bit different.
Yeah, but that's a route that comes up at 8 o'clock in the morning, and your test is really early morning. It's like 7 something, right?
Okay.
There will be a lot more traffic involved usually. But yeah, those kind of meeting situations and undue hesitations can bite you sometimes, so you just got to be a bit careful.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
A good test. Okay.
Thank you.
Well done. Well, yeah. Congratulations to Mehdi, and hopefully we get the same kind of result, a pass on his actual test date.
Yeah.
We'll let you know if he passes or not, and we'll catch you guys on the next.